What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Let's start it with our first news. Alex Pereira, the UFC's reigning powerhouse known for his stone-cold demeanor and knockout precision, recently found himself on the receiving end of an unexpected, and rather daring, prank. During what seemed to be a calm dinner outing, the Brazilian champion was caught off guard when a waiter decided to test his sense of humor in a way few would dare. As Pereira was enjoying his meal, the waiter approached his table and, with impeccable timing, pretended to remove his plate before the fighter was finished eating. For a moment, the entire restaurant seemed to hold its breath. After all, this wasn't just any guest, this was Alex "Poetin" Pereira, a man whose stare alone has intimidated some of the toughest fighters in the world. The prank was bold, risky, and perfectly executed. The waiter, playing his role flawlessly, acted as though he was simply clearing the table, feigning complete innocence. Pereira's initial reaction was a mix of confusion and disbelief. His expression tightened, and his famously intense eyes locked onto the waiter. The onlookers could sense that they were witnessing a moment that could go either way, laughter or chaos. But instead of losing his temper, Pereira did something few expected. He broke into a subtle grin. The tension dissolved instantly as laughter filled the room. The UFC champ handled the situation with surprising composure, showing fans a lighter, more human side to his intimidating persona. The prank quickly made its way across social media, with fans praising Pereira for taking it in stride. Many joked that the waiter deserved a bonus, or possibly a black belt in bravery. Ultimately, the moment showcased Pereira's humility and humor, proving that even the fiercest fighters can appreciate a good laugh when caught off guard. Before we jump into the next story, we have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon. It really helps us out, and ensures you'll never miss an update. Move on to another news. Michael Chandler recently offered a detailed breakdown of the highly anticipated matchup between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, set to headline UFC 322 next Saturday. Speaking with Ariel Helwani, Chandler analyzed how the fight might unfold and what each man brings to the octagon. According to Chandler, the question of size won't be a concern for Makhachev, despite moving up to face the powerful Australian striker. Islam's a different breed, Chandler explained. I wouldn't say he's at a disadvantage just because he's used to fighting at lightweight. I'd imagine throughout his career he's trained with fighters across multiple divisions, 155ers, 170s, even 185 and 205 pounders. The guy is just wired differently. While Chandler acknowledged Makhachev's world-class grappling and relentless pressure, he still gave Jack Della Maddalena, JDM, a slight edge in the matchup. JDM may not be overly complex or unpredictable, Chandler said, but he's absolutely brilliant with the basics, sharp, technical, and violent. He has that perfect mix of precision and power. Chandler emphasized that the fight's key dynamic will be the clash between Makhachev's elite wrestling and JDM's striking and takedown defense. It's all about whether Jack can keep the fight standing long enough to land those heavy shots, he said. Islam can hang on the feet, as we saw against Dustin Poirier, but JDM hits harder. There's no question about that. Chandler predicted that Makhachev might take some damage early before turning to his grappling. I think Islam's going to get tagged a few times and then revert to his wrestling instincts, he noted. Still, JDM's a monster. I give him a slight nod in this one. Ultimately, Chandler admitted that anything could happen. This sport is crazy, he concluded. If Islam wins, we might be looking at another big puzzle, maybe a super fight with Ilia Topuria down the road. Either way, it's going to be an incredible main event. Move on to another news. Jon Jones has opened up about one of the most talked about missed opportunities in recent UFC history, the heavyweight showdown that never happened between him and Tom Aspinall. For months, UFC President Dana White had expressed confidence that the former light heavyweight and heavyweight champion would defend his title against the fast-rising British star. However, the fight fell apart before it ever reached the octagon, leading to a wave of speculation, disappointment, and ultimately, regret from Jones himself. After Jones announced his retirement, Aspinall was elevated to undisputed heavyweight champion and recently defended his title in a controversial bout that ended in a no contest. Around that time, reports surfaced from Ariel Helwani claiming that Jones had initially accepted a $30 million offer to face Aspinall, only to back out the very next day. Now, in a rare moment of reflection, Jones is taking accountability for how things unfolded. Appearing on the No Scripts podcast, the two-division champion admitted that he handled the situation poorly and expressed a genuine desire to make amends with Dana White. Dana changed my life. He changed my children's lives, Jones said. We had had a verbal agreement that didn't go well. Nothing was finalized, but I was wrong in how things went down. I'd like to see him face to face, apologize, and move forward so we can get back to making history and entertaining the fans. Jones also revealed his interest in returning for next year's historic UFC White House event, signaling that he isn't done with the sport just yet. Despite the ups and downs in his relationship with White, Jones maintains respect and gratitude for the UFC president, even joking, "When Dana's feeling me, I'm one of his favorite fighters. When he's not, I'm probably the reason he's bald." With tensions seemingly thawing, fans are now wondering whether Jon "Bones" Jones will make his long-awaited comeback, and if that long-teased fight with Aspinall might finally happen. Move on to another news. Ciryl Gane, the former UFC interim heavyweight champion, has wasted no time getting back to work following his recent no-contest bout against Tom Aspinall at UFC 321. Despite the frustrating and anticlimactic end to the fight, Gane has already returned to sparring and resumed full-scale training, signaling his determination to bounce back stronger than ever. The French heavyweight, known for his elite movement, technical striking, and calm composure inside the octagon, is clearly not letting recent setbacks derail his focus. Just days after the bout was ruled a no contest, an outcome that left fans and analysts with more questions than answers, Gane was spotted in the gym, sharpening his skills and preparing for whatever comes next. Sources close to Gane's camp revealed that his return to training wasn't just light work. The 33-year-old jumped straight back into sparring sessions, demonstrating the same fluidity and confidence that have made him one of the division's most technically gifted fighters. Many believe this quick return is a reflection of Gane's mental toughness and desire to reclaim his position among the top heavyweights in the world. In recent interviews, Gane has emphasized his commitment to improving every aspect of his game, particularly his wrestling and grappling, areas critics have pointed to as weaknesses in his otherwise polished arsenal. "I'm always learning," Gane said previously. "Every fight, every experience, even the ones that don't go as planned, make me better." While the UFC has yet to announce Gane's next opponent, fans are already speculating about a potential rematch with Aspinall or a matchup against another top contender like Sergey Pavlovich or Curtis Blades. One thing is clear, Ciryl Gane is not stepping away or slowing down. He's refocused, re-energized, and ready to make another run toward UFC gold. Move on to another news. UFC President Dana White has issued a stern warning to all fighters in the organization amid the ongoing Isaac Dulgarian betting controversy, making it clear that any attempt to manipulate fights or engage in illegal gambling activities will be met with the harshest consequences possible. During a recent interview, White addressed the situation directly, stating that he would personally go after anyone involved in fight fixing or betting scandals within the UFC. "If you come into this business and try to cheat, if you try to play games with this sport, I will be your worst enemy," White said emphatically. "If it turns out you did it, I'll do everything in my power to make sure you go to prison." His comments come after reports surfaced suggesting that Dulgarian, a rising UFC featherweight, may have been involved in suspicious betting activity, though no concrete evidence has yet confirmed wrongdoing. White emphasized that while the situation doesn't look good, it remains under active investigation. "This kid hasn't been proven guilty," he clarified. "We're still waiting for the facts to come out before making any final decisions." White also expressed frustration with fighters who only come forward after the fact, admitting that several have recently claimed they were approached to throw fights. "You're just saying something now?" White questioned. "If you were approached and didn't tell us or the authorities, that's a serious problem. You have to speak up immediately." The UFC boss revealed that if credible information arises suggesting potential fight fixing, the organization won't hesitate to cancel bouts on short notice to protect the sport's integrity. "It's a work in progress," he said, "but one thing's for sure, we'll act fast to keep this sport clean." While the Dulgarian investigation continues, Dana's message is unmistakable. The UFC will not tolerate corruption of any kind. Fighters, coaches, and teams have now been put on notice. The era of silent betting scandals is officially over. Move on to another news. Former UFC star Rampage Jackson recently made headlines after an intense confrontation with a street scammer during a live stream. The incident unfolded when Rampage was out in public with friends, including a woman who became the target of a common street scam. A man approached their group, attempting to hand the woman a rose, a well-known ploy used by scammers who later demand money for the gift. At first, Rampage tried to keep his cool but quickly recognized what was happening. As the man persisted, Jackson's patience ran out. In the video, the former UFC light heavyweight champion can be seen stepping in, telling the scammer to take it back and keep it moving. moving. His tone shifted from calm to commanding as the situation escalated. No, no, no. We know that one. Take it back. Don't touch it, Rampage said firmly, signaling that he wasn't falling for the trick. When the scammer refused to back down and began talking back, Rampage's demeanor changed instantly. The fighter, known for his fierce personality inside and outside the cage, confronted the man directly. Hey, shut up. Don't talk to me like that, Jackson snapped. You've got the wrong guy. Get out of here before you piss me off. The tension in the clip was palpable as Rampage stood his ground, clearly agitated but in control. Moments later, the scammer finally backed off and walked away, leaving the scene. Jackson, visibly frustrated, muttered that he couldn't stand people who tried to take advantage of others. The incident quickly spread across social media, with fans praising Rampage for standing up against street scams and protecting his companion. Many noted that while his reaction was intense, it showed that even outside the octagon, Rampage Jackson doesn't tolerate disrespect or deception from anyone. Move on to another news. In a rare and heartwarming moment, Strickland, the outspoken UFC middleweight contender often known for his fiery personality and controversial remarks, showed fans a completely different side of himself at the UFC Performance Institute. During a recent visit, Strickland shared a wholesome interaction with a young fan named Alex, a moment that quickly went viral across MMA social media for all the right reasons. The encounter began when Strickland noticed the fan eagerly waiting to meet him. Instead of brushing it off or staying in character as the brash fighter fans often see on camera, Strickland immediately softened. With a genuine smile, he walked over and greeted the young man warmly. What's up, dude? What's your name? When the fan replied, Alex, Strickland lit up and said, Alex, dude, my man, you just made my day, bro. I love you, bro. For someone frequently portrayed as one of the sport's most intense and unpredictable figures, this interaction was a refreshing reminder that Strickland has a compassionate and humble side beneath the bravado. Witnesses at the Performance Institute noted that he spent several minutes chatting and taking pictures with fans, laughing, and showing real appreciation for their support. Moments like this highlight why Strickland remains one of the most compelling personalities in the UFC, unpredictable, raw, yet surprisingly relatable. While he's often in the headlines for controversial comments or wild sparring sessions, this genuine connection with a fan offered a glimpse of humanity that fans rarely get to see. The video of the exchange has since circulated widely, earning praise from the MMA community. Many fans commented that it was nice to see Sean being Sean, without the chaos. In a sport often defined by aggression and rivalry, Strickland's sincere gesture served as a powerful reminder of the respect and heart that still exist behind the cage. Move on to another news. UFC President Dana White recently shared his thoughts on Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson and his potential future in the UFC. During an interview with Jim Rome, White discussed Steveson's transition from elite amateur wrestling to the world of mixed martial arts, a move that has drawn comparisons to some of the greatest crossover athletes in combat sports history. For those unfamiliar, Steveson is one of the most decorated American wrestlers of his generation. The Olympic gold medalist made his professional MMA debut under the Dirty Boxing banner, where he made an immediate statement by knocking out his opponent in just 30 seconds. The performance instantly caught the attention of the MMA community, and apparently, of Dana White himself. It's always interesting when someone like Gable comes along, White said. You're talking about a physical freak, an incredible athlete, and a guy who's already competed at the highest level in wrestling. When athletes like that transition into combat sports, it's something we all pay close attention to. We're definitely keeping our eyes on him, and we'll see how it plays out. When asked what it would take for Steveson to make it into the UFC, White referenced Brock Lesnar's path from professional wrestling to becoming a UFC heavyweight champion. Think about Brock, White explained. He came over from the WWE, but because of his strong wrestling base and athleticism, he was able to win the title. Now you have a guy like Gable, an Olympic-level wrestler, who's actually starting from the ground up in smaller promotions, building real experience. White concluded by saying that Steveson's journey is just beginning, but his potential is undeniable. Eventually, he's going to end up here, Dana said confidently. And when that happens, we'll find out just how good he really is. With that kind of endorsement, fans are already buzzing about the possibility of seeing Gable Steveson inside the UFC octagon sooner rather than later.